Score gets the sign. The windup, the 2-2. Swing. There's a drive to right field deep. Way back it goes. Number 500, David Ortiz. He does it. A shot into the right field bleachers. A scramble for the ball, number 5.
From downtown Atlanta, we welcome you to baseball from Turner Field. Time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. Who do you have your eye on, EK?
Well, guys, everybody should be looking out for that guy in the number 3 spot.
Chris swung on, and he went fishing in the dirt. The throw to first is in time, and the inning is over. Striding into the box, the 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss on the changeup, and there are 2 gone. Into the windup, here comes the 2-2 pitch. Skied into straightaway right. Miller moves over, and that's the 3rd out. Chris Miller will stand in for the 3rd time now. High fly ball out to straightaway center. Jackson is under it. And that's the 2nd out of the inning.
In this thing.
Hit the other way out toward right field. Miller giving chase. He tracks it down. A nice run. The windup and the 0-1. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Miller is over to his right as he puts this one away so far.
Yeah, just sort of rolling over on it, guys. See if you can make a small adjustment and get through one here.
And that will conclude matters here in the 7th. Chris Miller. Here's the 1-1. High and deep to right center field. Back goes Jackson. Gone! So it's a 2-run shot to right center. Home run number 51 on the year. And the Phillies open up a 3-0 lead.
Oh, and insurance runs come at a premium at this late stage of the ball game. And like you said, Matty, that makes this a 3-run game now. And they still need to get 6 outs, but at least now.
Lifted in the air out to right. Miller on the move. He gets there to make the play, and that ends prevent being shut out.
And whatever they've done for the first 8 innings hasn't yielded a whole lot so far. So, quite frankly, I'm not expecting too much.
Miller is
The Tigers are showing out defensively in this series. How about that from Ghost?
2 balls, 2 strikes, the count. Scherzer's over the head into the wall.
a good look there at the southern skies and Turner Field in Atlanta. It's the time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. What do you think they need to do to keep this winning streak rolling, Steve?
Well, we know these guys can swing.
Chris Miller will stand in trying to keep.
You're in a cold streak like this. They just had a lot of trouble sustaining any kind of offense, and it definitely hurt them.
And he looks at fly ball heading for the alley. Jackson giving chase, but he won't have a play. This is down and into the gap. Around third and being waved on home. And they're going to take a 1-0 lead. Takes this the other way to right. And that's a base hit, so the pressure's on to open up the inning. The throw into second. The tag, and he's out at second base. He probably should have stayed right where he was. Leading off the
All
inning.
business here in the second at-bat.
Lifted the other way out to left center. On the move is Upton. And he tracks it down. Miller will stand in for the third time
He wants
now.
to stay away from throwing the fastball. Almost like he doesn't want to get burned.
Right side. Throw on to first, 2 gone. Chris Miller. This is pulled into right. And that finds some outfield grass. It's a base hit. Solo shot, but it definitely helped get this offense going. Liner toward right center, but this will not get out there deep enough as it's run down by the right fielder in the out. Chris Miller will right back at him and off his glove. Recovery throw is not in time, and that'll go down.
Throw deep, and Upton committed absolute highway robbery.
After the Rangers took the lead in bizarre fashion in the top half. The 1-1 from Tyson.
MLB's coverage of baseball on the show brings us to the home of the Braves, Turner Field. Time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. Thoughts, EK? Anyone stand out?
Well, I think the focus has to be on the man hitting third.
Chris.
On anybody. Pretty amazing numbers for him right there. So yesterday's performance, obviously no fluke.
Now he lifts a high pop-up, drifting into foul territory on the right side. Abercrombie pulls this one into the air out into right field. And he will get there as he had to cover a lot of... Coming to the plate now. And this misses for ball 4. The second walk he surrendered here in the first. Chris Miller will stand in for the third time. Here it comes, 0-2. And he struck him out, his 8th punch out of the ball game, and that one ends the inning. So they... Chris Miller. Here's a blooper out toward left center. Glenn into shallow left. Makes the catch, and that'll retire.
Many frustrations that go along with hitting, and you have to accept that it's going to happen sometime.
Skied into very shallow right. Miller is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side.
Oh, baby, Chris Bryant.
That was one heroic swing of the bat. This team needed a lift.
Drive to left. He has done it, the cycle for Adrian Beltre.
In 5 innings.
That's unbelievable.
0-1, swinging a high deep drive toward the triangle. That's way out there. That's rising back. It's into the triangle. It's up against the wall. A run is coming in. Brock Holt rounding second. He's into third. He's got the cycle. How about that? Red Sox lead it 9-2. I don't think most fans even know he's done it yet. Brock Holt hits for the cycle at Fenway Park.
And the pitch. Breaking ball lifted in the air to center field. Kiermaier going back to the track at the wall. Jumps up. And then he reaching over the wall in Mike Trout fashion. Able to go up and get it and take away a home run from Kevin Kiermaier.
Second and third, nobody out. Now Yadier Molina. Infield will concede a run. And going the other way. And what a play by Walker! Double play! No, there's the double play! Not going to second! There'll be the triple play here! It's a triple play! Yeah. It's a triple play! How about that one?
Popped up. Donaldson will go to the... Hey, Josh Donaldson!
Well, the race for the World Series crown is down to 8. And a capacity crowd is in postseason form as we get you ready for this one. It's Game 1 of the National League Division Series. Let's take a look at how these two ball clubs got to where they are.
Yeah, and top to bottom, I think both of these clubs have a lot of different guys that can beat you. It might not just be the stars that dominate this series. It wouldn't surprise me a bit if some of the lesser-known guys here wind up stealing the show.
The postseason is officially in full swing. Lineups and first pitch coming up next. Stepping. And he lays off here. A nice job. It's ball 4. First and second now. Chris Miller digs in. Drilled to the left side. And just past his outstretched glove into left. A base hit. So stepping in. Hit to short. Young has it. On to Davis at first, and there are 2 away.
Good hustle getting down that.
Chris Miller will step in now.
Be a bullpen game from here on out.
Back up the middle, and that'll get through. It's into center, a base hit. And this gets right through him, and that may be a run. And the runner from second is in to score. It's 1-1. Chris Miller Jansen's ready. Here's the 1-1. Smoke the other way. High and deep to left. DiBiase ranging back. He gets there, and that's the second out.
Oh, what a play by Rajay Davis. He took a two-run homer away from David Ross. How you liking this?
After a hotly contested start to the series, what's in store for us here? It's game 2 of the NLDS. Miller will dig in now, and he was one of the... Has to be thinking strikeout here. Smoke the other way. High and deep to left. DiBiase looking up. Gone! It's a 2-run shot to straightaway left. His first homer here in the series as the Phillies have taken a 2-0 lead.
This is what you expect when you make it to the postseason. I mean, you expect the guys that have carried you all year to keep on producing, and sure enough, he comes through again and delivers a no-doubter here.
1-1, here it is. Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Miller is there, 1 away. Stepping in and ready for another.
Last time, you can see a more cautious approach this at-bat. They don't want to get burned again.
To first. And Davis will win the race to the bag. Chris Miller comes.
Rode back from 3-0.
In tight as this pitch misses, and it's a 4-pitch walk. Ready here in the ball game.
Just a little off on his earlier swings, guys. You've got to keep that top hand palm up through contact to keep him rolling over.
And in the air now out to right field. Miller sprinting after it, and that's the 3rd out.
And you know, I think he's had a good approach in each of his first 2 at-bats. He seems to be seeing the ball well and putting some decent swings on it.
And that's taken in straightaway right. Will he try from second? And he's up to 3rd safely now with 2 gone in the inning. Chris Miller will stand in here, but before he does, let's take you back to the very first inning. This was a 2-run home run right out of the gate that really got these guys off to a fast start.
He'll show you that good breaking ball, but then he'll run that fastball. 93.
Oh, high, deep. That is a moonshot, folks. A long home run. So it's a 2-run shot to right center, his 2nd of the game, as this is now a 7-run ball game.
Well, it seems to me like we've seen this before. His 2nd home run of the ball game. And it would seem to me that he hit that one harder than he did the last one. So he's definitely locked in.
Even at 2 balls and 2 strikes, here's the pitch. Pitch swung on and hit in the air toward the line and right. Miller is there, 1 away. He's set. Here's the 0-1. Pitch swung on and hit in the air. Calling for it, Miller, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out. Line score there to see the great pitching performance that led his guys to the victory. And guys, if you're going to be successful in the postseason, as you know, you need players coming up big.
He's heading to 3rd, and Matt Kemp into 3rd base with a triple and the first cycle in the history of the San Diego Padres.
In the air, left side.
A look there at a sold-out crowd that's been whipped into a frenzy. It's game 3 of the National League Division Series. Time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. Who's the one to watch, EK?
Well, guys, I love the way Eric Hosmer plays the game. He's a catalyst for this offense when his bat is hot. Just needs to keep having good at.
Chris Miller will stand in, and he
bats give you a good sense of what a guy's featuring here in the first inning.
Oh, that one got the pitcher. Fortunately, he's able to stick with it in gear.
I can't imagine they're going to give him anything to hit this time around.
Lifted in the air out to right. Miller on the move. He gets there and makes the play for the 2nd out of the inning.
This is a big at-bat for him right here, even though it's still early.
Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Miller giving chase. He makes the play, and that'll... Into the box. Side corner, it's ball one. Oh, and this just jumps off the bat here as this is to deep straightaway right field, and you can pretty much forget about this one. That is a long home run. A two-run blast to straightaway right field, his third home run of this series, as the Phillies have come back to tie this one at 2.
And this is what you expect when you make it to the postseason. I mean, you expect the guys that have carried you all year to keep on producing, and sure enough, he comes through again and delivers a no-doubter here.
Chris Miller will stand in again as we flash you back here to the 4th inning. This was a 2-run home run that was definitely one of the big blows of the ball game to this point.
His arms extended on that one.
This is hit high in the air out toward left center. After it is Goes. Makes the catch, and that'll retire the side. So far,
I'll say tie game, tie series. Hard to get much more evenly matched than what we've seen so far.
Goes is there, and it's a picture perfect. There's a look at a capacity crowd that's been anxiously awaiting the start of this one. It's Game 4 of the National League Division Series. Lots of storylines here as we approach the start of Game 4.
And remember now, this is only a 5-game series.
Time now for a glance at the Phillies batting order in this one. Who's the one to watch, EK?
Well, Matt, I think the cleanup hitter might be the difference maker in this game. He went deep last game.
Into the time. EK, how'd you like playing in the rain?
It wasn't that bad. The only problem, sometimes up at the plate, batting gloves would get wet while it was raining. It made it a little difficult to hit.
Oh, and a fine play there as he ranges back to put this one. Chris Miller, 4th inning, 0-0.
Yeah, I think we kind of knew that pitching might take the upper hand here. Maybe not to this extent, but both guys have really thrown the ball well.
He'll put it away without much trouble, and the leadoff man is retired here in the 4th.
Chris, they threw the middle of the ball. Think about hitting a line drive right back up the middle.
Skied in the air to straightaway left. Moving under it, Ray, 2 down. Going to this point.
Yeah, and you think so many times in the postseason, we see starting pitching really come to the forefront. And this guy's been every bit as good as advertised.
Bats. Skied into straightaway right. Miller has a read on it, and he brings it in for the 2nd out of the inning. Chris Miller. And he takes ball 4, so he's on, and as you know, that often means the steal.
Time coming. They haven't done anything with their opportunities so far. Maybe this will be the time that they finally crack the scoreboard.
Miller moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for out number 1. Kenley Jansen will come on now to start the 9th inning as he looks to keep this deficit.
And now, I might anticipate another slider down in the zone, maybe even in the dirt.
And a swing and a miss. Good pitch there for the 1st out. Line to the right side, and that's in there. Base hit. And the Phillies move on. They've got a date in the NL Championship Series.
Well, that's a pretty good celebration going on down there on the field, but they know that they have a lot of work left to do, and they'll start thinking about it all over again here in a couple of days when they play in the NLCS.
Going back, still back, jumps up, and up on the wall. He catches it. He jumped up on top of the wall, balanced himself, and caught it. Robbed him of a home run, a 3-run shot. Unbelievable.
This might be one of the best catches you will ever see.
Against Atlanta in the 10th. A 3-run walk-off home run made 26th against the White Sox.